What's up, guys? Chris here, back again with another market video for you guys today. We're going to be talking about buying teams in this video. Obviously, with team of the season coming, we are seeing a ton of selling off right now over this past week or so. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a timetable as well as where I think the market could go over this next week, week and a half. It's tough for me to predict what the market's going to do in 3 weeks from now, but I want to talk to you guys about different price points that these players are at right now, because they're really enticing. And I know a lot of you guys are probably itching to buy those players. So we're going to talk about that in today's video. Before we get into it, if you guys can just drop a like on the video and subscribe if you're new around here, that'd be absolutely fantastic. So let's talk about first off the meta gold market. Now, I'm going to bring up a couple things with you guys. Now, obviously the meta goals that everyone wants to know about is Neymar, Mbappe, and Ronaldo. Now, because I say the next week and a half, it's because we're trying to figure out the lowest point in between that stretch. Obviously, long term, these cards continue to get supplied week by week. And yes, they will gradually go lower and lower as the year goes on. That's just the progression of a FIFA cycle with that. So when it comes to a guy like Neymar, we have seen some huge drop-offs on a card like this. He's 237 right now, but on Thursday, he was 383. So this guy's down about 150,000 coins today. Or base from Thursday. Now, if you go look at Neymar from last year, and I'm going to show you guys his Generations card, right? This card, and I'm going to bring out the 3 months, and I'm going to go all the way to around like April, May time. So, do you see this right here? We see no selling off, essentially, until that loading screen came out last year. Now, because we had known that Team of the Season was going to come out a couple of days before the loading screen actually came out, we had some selling off way before then. So the sell-off really started last Saturday or Sunday, and it's still continuing today. Now, at some point, you have to say to yourself, this sell-off has to stop. But sell-off doesn't just mean people selling teams. It also means people buying back. You have to have a certain level of buying to keep a card at equilibrium. And that means to keep a card steady in price. If you don't have enough buyers and you have more sellers, the supply will obviously overtake the demand. And that's what we're seeing right now. We're not just seeing sell-off. We're just not seeing people buy back. If I show you a card, and I'm just going to go on a quick little tangent here. I'm going to look at this FUT Birthday Awar card, okay? If you take a look at this FUT Birthday Awar, from like 500k to like 509, right? This guy has no buyers. You can see right here, 508 with 3 minutes left. 508 with 20 minutes left. There's nobody buying these cards. And that's why the longer these cards are on the market, it allows for more people to undercut this. And I'm going to lead you guys into that. And we're going to talk about how to trade this week, because I think you guys can make a lot of coins with that. Might probably put it into another video later tonight, but I'm going to speak on it a little bit in today's video as well. So these guys are at 504, but no one's buying, and that's the biggest point I'm trying to make here. And in regards to like the meta market, right, we're looking at the Neymar, the Mbappe, and the Ronaldo. These cards are down massively, but no one's wanting to buy these, even though they're at like these insane prices. Now, this Neymar did hit a 230 low point today. He's now back up a little bit, but still super low, right? See, all the supply to 239 has got about 3 pages almost, and nobody's buying them, right? And you can also judge how much demand there is in a market when the amount of time it takes to sell a card when you list it up underneath the current price. Now, this Neymar has been going for 35 seconds now. This card is still not getting bought. He is the cheapest one on the market and is not getting bought. He finally has now gotten bought. But you could tell, like, when the market is prospering, when the market is, like, in a really good state, cards getting bought off the shelves like this. There's not much time between a listing and the card that sells. So that's kind of where the market is at right now. You're not just seeing sellers, you're seeing a lot of no buyers right now. So that's something I want to touch upon. So back to my graph here with this Neymar. You look at this card, he's at 666k. Remember, we had all the sell-off over the last week or so. He starts to drop when that loading screen comes out. Now, we saw a huge drop-off in him, 666 all the way down to 520. Now, he rebounds a little bit going into Thursday, and this is where I think I'm going to pivot to you guys on this. We're seeing really low prices right now, not just in the meta gold market, the team of the year market, the high tier market, the icons. If you look at the icon index right now, from 41 points today, it is now down at its absolute lowest of the year, which if you take a look from October 113, it has never gone lower than this, okay? It is at its absolute lowest point. This was at 57 points literally a couple days ago. It is down 20 icon points, and that shows you where the market is at right now. So in my opinion, where I think the market's going to go, what my timetable is, based on last year, based on my market knowledge this year, I truly think that the market is going to be lowest either today or sometime over the next couple days. Now, the reason I say the next couple days, guys, is because I talked about this on my TikTok the other day about that icon SBC. Normally, EA likes to throw in a repeatable icon SBC with a one-time SBC as well. So the market could further drop if something comes out along with this prime icon upgrade. Say EA wants to just throw another, another bite for somebody to go and catch. I don't even know if that made sense, but they're going to want to suck maybe a little bit more coins off this market, and doing another bigger icon SBC could do that. Now, I just want to make a quick point here. I have like 10,000 FIFA points in the top left corner here. I don't spend that money. I share an account with somebody. He puts the money on. It ain't me. Just want to make sure. I do not buy FIFA points. I just want to make sure of that in the video. It just came to me when I saw the FIFA points at the top left. But pretty much, that's like kind of what I'm thinking. Sometime in the next couple of days, you guys can wait on it. I don't think you're going to see any market like crazy rises until maybe like Thursday. I think the market could do pretty good just because cards are going to be so low. People are going to have this idea in their head that I need to get ahead of people. So I'm going to buy my team on Thursday and not wait for the team to come out on Friday and then see a market rise after that. Now, I do think you will see a market rise Friday night. And you will see some panic selling probably going into 6 p.m. on Friday as well. But Thursday, I think, is a day where the market is going to go up. You're going to have two things here. You're going to have really low prices, but you're not going to have as many investors as well. And I always make that point to you guys with the market, is that when people are not investing in certain cards, it allows for higher rises. Because when people are selling a lot, there's got to be a lot of demand so it can push through all that supply. If there's not a lot of investors, for Thursday flipping rewards this week, you're going to have a little, it doesn't take that much demand for those cards to kind of go up like 5-10% maybe. So that's kind of like where my thoughts are. Now, next Saturday and Sunday, I think the market's going to drop again. And we saw this a little bit last year. After, the community team of the season, if you see right here, April 25th, he hit a 564 from a 537. So realistically, this card was probably like 515, 510 the morning of, of community tots. He then probably goes up to about 570, 580 with the coin injection, with people seeing that the community tots isn't really that much, is not really that great. And then he drops off, obviously. And the reason he drops off is because people are selling off. They want to go and have coins ready for Premier League team of the season. But there is going to be a few people that are going to be opening up upgrade packs. They most likely will come out with that when Community Tots comes out. So people there's going to be a lot of chopping and changing of teams. You'll notice that with team of the season. There's new players that people like to use in teams. So you're going to see a lot of sell-off on Saturdays and Sundays, but you're also going to see some really good buybacks on Thursdays for the really meta cards on this market. So that's kind of like my thought process here. Now, the market, I think, is going to go up a lot Friday night during Premier League. It's going to get panic sold before that. You're not going to see as much panic selling, in my opinion, going into Prem Tots as we did last year. But I do expect there to be sell-off, and then I expect there to be a market rise the following Friday of Premier League Tots that same day. So to recap a little bit, just kind of like my thoughts on it. Market probably lowest between now and next, or this upcoming Wednesday. Market rise a little bit Thursday. Probably drops a little bit on Friday as well, because people like to panic sell before a new promo. And then you're going to see a market rise, in my opinion, on icons that are out of packs. I would be specifically looking at your baby icons, your mid icons. We'll talk about that in certain videos. We're also going to be looking at the sell-off next Saturday and Sunday. We're going to kind of monitor all that for you guys. And yeah, like I said, if you want to buy your teams, I always say this to people. You buy your teams not from a long-term standpoint. Like, if you were to buy Neymar right now, let's say at 240 or Ronaldo at like 308, right? This price might be decent for this week, but I think that price over the next 3 or 4 weeks is not so good. And you can see right here, Ronaldo's almost 300k, which is actually insane because this card is so good in the game this year. The fact that he's 302 is ridiculous. But this price is probably going to go up on Thursday. We saw a market rise on Thursday last week on Neymar, on Mbappe, and Ronaldo. And then probably a little bit of a more market rise on Friday night when the Community Tots comes out. And then, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Obviously, the market right now is in a really bad state, and it's tough to always know the lowest possible point. But there is not going to be the lowest possible point because FIFA as a game is a cycle. So cards drop off. Like, for example, like this Reece James, guys, and I was going to talk about this more in my second video, but this Future Stars Reece James is one of the most meta cards in the game. People love using this card as center back. But for me, this is a card that I'm really worried about because of one player, and that's Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka, I'm a huge United fan, of course. Wan-Bissaka is going to be a really meta card, and he's definitely getting voted in. If the Community Tots vote means anything, United fans will make sure Wan-Bissaka gets in, and he'll be one of the more sought-after players in Community Tots this year. So this card, and listen, cards drop off a lot during Team of the Season. There's market corrections going on because Team of the Season cards are going to be cheaper than where they would be maybe 3 or 4 months ago. We're at this stage of the game where the supply kicks in. There's a lot more of these new players coming in. We had like squads of 20 last year. Then you have like objectives. You have like SBCs. You're getting about 23 or 24 players a week with all these ridiculous boosts. So that's kind of like my market thoughts right now. I think if you guys need to buy for like next weekend, you're probably going to want to buy before Thursday. I think that's the ultimate conclusion I'm making here. You could buy today, but if you want to see if there's going to be more SBC content that could make the market drop further, you could do that as well. We're going to talk more about this in our second video tonight. I'm also going to show you guys on that one how to trade in a market like this. I've been making pretty good coins by trading, and I'm going to show you guys a lot of my methods, and I think you guys really enjoyed that. So, like I said, like the video, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out.